make a statement. We first want to give them credit for a tenacious effort on their part the first half. Obviously, we wore them down, and I'm trying to get this team to understand that they're hanging their hats on the game of basketball. If you understand what I'm saying, they're here because of basketball. Uh, they made a name for themselves because of basketball. I'm trying to tell them to respect the game of basketball, meaning that I don't care who the other team is, a Division III or the University of Texas. You got to give it your all every day. Same with practice every day. And sometimes that can be a little difficult with young men 18 to 22 years old. I think that can be difficult with a lot of people, but certainly with that age group. And, they come out, and I don't think we're as ready as we need to be. So, you give them a good thrashing at halftime, and we still didn't come out as hot as we did. I had to make some changes there to get things going. I had to take some people out. And, so I think Imani played a good game tonight. They were making sure that if he got it, they were going to be all over him. We settled for too many threes in the first half. I believe we were something like, help me out, Coach, 5 of, I don't know.
4 of 13 in the first.
4 of 13 in the first half. We were 1 for 6 in the second half. And we're going to have to shoot threes, don't get me wrong. But I think we were looking at them a little bit too quick. And, I'm trying to get them to respect the game of basketball, the way it's played, at the upper levels for teams that make the NCAA tournament or even advance NCAA tournament. It's not only about talent. That's certainly a great deal of it, most of it. But it's also about playing smart and playing hard together. And we have to learn to play a little bit smarter than we did. Now, our defense, I think, is doing a good job, But as I told our guys in the locker room, I said, fellas, that's good defense. I said, but last year we held one of the highest scoring teams. My last year at SFA, we held one of the highest scoring teams in our league to 35 points at the end of the game. And we held UTEP to 35 points for the game. We held Tulsa to 41 for the game. And I'm trying to get them to realize that even though 31 is a good effort, we can go beyond that. And so my goals are way up here, and I'm trying to get them to coming from where they're high school and JUCOs. They didn't have those high of goals. And I'm trying to push them to that point. But I thought we did a good job in the second half. And particularly when you consider that we played everybody on the bench, maybe some points were scored while we didn't have our top people in there or not. But I give my guys credit for their defense, particularly in the second half. I thought they did a really good job.
Maybe one of the changes that you were talking about, some changes that you made there early in the second half. What were some of the changes that you made and that kind of?
Because we took a few starters out and put a few other people in, and you could just keep changing and trying to find some combination that works, and it seemed like we found a combination with our first substitution in the second half that got them rolling. In terms of defense, in terms of steals, and so forth, and they were doing a good job of making us. If Imani caught it, they're all dropping in on him, and. Even though we hit some key threes, I want to say we were 4 for 13. I don't consider that great shooting. I tell my guys, great shooting is 7 or 8 of 13 from the three-point line. Again, how high is your goals, fellas? Don't settle for mediocrity. Raise the bar. And that's probably my biggest challenge here with this program is we got to change the bar. We got to raise the bar and change the expectations. And at some point in time, I hope that we can, during my tenure here, that you can look at a score where Texas State is playing another Sun Belt school and holding them to 31 or 35, 37 points. And then where we're at, where I want to be. So.
Can you talk a little specifically about Naylor and Montalvo, about their contributions off the bench?
Well, I think Cam had a bad first half and he had a great second half. He did a good job, and I really got after him. I got very upset with him in the first half because I thought he was hunting shots rather than just playing the game. And I think Ethan did a good job on defense, and he hit some key threes, and that's what we recruited him for. And he comes from a very well-coached program, and I thought he could make a quick adjustment coming out of junior college, where a lot of times you take a junior college player and you only get 1 year out of him. It takes that first year for him to learn your system, but Ethan comes from a very, very solid program.
He actually had a few nice dishes on the day, too.
Yeah, no, he did a good job tonight. I think he had 9 points and a couple of steals, and he was 3 for 7, but 6 of them were threes, and so the people, Wes Davis played pretty good D, but Wes didn't do much for us, and neither did Jamarcus and O.J. Black. Those three did not perform up to what they're capable of, and that hurt us. Jamarcus has kind of been in a slump. He needs to pop out of it, jump out of it. Actually, since the Lamar game. He had a really good game against Lamar, but I think he admits he missed 5 layups against San Antonio, and he has not played well since then. So we need him to play well pretty soon. We got some good games coming up, some good opponents.
They were talking about you saying that you want them to it's almost as if they're playing themselves in these games. Is that something that you've been talking about earlier about respecting the game of basketball, being able to sort of?
Well, like I tell them, I said when we play this school, I said you're playing the number 45. Don't let them have more than 45. Because if you don't let them have more than 45, you're going to win the game handily. You understand?
Yeah.
You're not playing. We're playing standards, our own standards. We're setting these standards, and that's what you got to compete against.